All right, everyone. Week 8 here at Tigers Table. I'm Noah Doty in for Steve Leslie this week. He got called out to work, and I'm sitting down with Coach Guerrero. Coach, it's week 8. How are you feeling?
I'm doing well right now. I think. I mean, overall, the team's pretty healthy right now. Being able to last through 8 weeks and still getting better. I feel pretty positive how our guys have progressed over the last couple weeks. So, just something we got to continue and stay hungry. You know what I mean? These last couple weeks.
Well, you said the team's pretty healthy right now, and that's the most important thing is keeping the guys healthy. But second is probably going to be the record, and you're 5-2 right now and 4-0 in conference. How's that feel to be at the top of the conference, 4 games in?
Well, last week was a great challenge for us. I felt like our kids came out and played very well. Defensively, our kids were running the football. To be able to kind of hold that offense, you know what I mean, only so many yards and have that goose egg at the end of the game was something I know our kids were really proud of. Coach Lopek, you know what I mean, strives to end up having our kids run to the football and with the game plan and how our kids executed defensively was awesome. Offensively, I think we ate up a lot of clock. We kept their offense off the field. And it was just, you know what I mean, the guys up front did an unbelievable job blocking, and obviously Dante ended up, benefiting for that. But Dante runs hard, and I just felt like it was a good game for us to step up and play last week.
And that's that 12-0 win over Western Reserve. And you talked about the offense eating the clock, the defense. You kept them with the goose egg at the end at 0. I know you might want to get a couple more points from the offense if you can, but that's where you like to have it, Coach, don't you? You like these where you're just chewing the clock, long drives, and the defense is out there not giving them anything.
I do agree. Now, I think offensively, it's something we just got to make sure we stay consistent. Like I said, I thought our guys up front played well. We just got to make sure we don't turn the ball over, and we got to capitalize every opportunity we have. We had a turnover right after halftime, which kind of shot ourselves in the foot, but our defense got them off the field. We got the ball right back and scored, and then we didn't end up making I think it was a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, where we want to capitalize on that. But that's just something with situations that our kids got to make sure we understand how important it is to make sure we do those little things right in crucial times, and just continue to build off of our experiences.
Yeah, so just some situational things to kind of clean up going forward. And we talked about this, Carson, and you and Steve talked a lot about this. You had 2 games early on, Geneva and South Range, and those were tests for you guys. And we've talked, so we're not going to get into too much, but you know the importance of creating a strong schedule for you guys early. Do you think that served you well going into conference, just being able to play some tougher opponents and getting tested early, knowing where you guys need to improve?
I do think it's important, because then you learn a lot about your team to be able to go through there and see how your kids are going to fight through adversity, or how you're going to end up responding to different scenarios. Just like I said about the turnover, you end up having our defense come right out. I don't know if they got a first down or not, or if it was a 3 and out, but our defense stepped up with the adversity, got the ball back, and offense, I know ended up scoring after that. So it's just you learn we're finding our strengths of our football team and making sure we try to go to those.
Yeah, and I think the big strength from your team is that up front, that battle, the defensive and offensive line. You guys have guys, and you were talking about this earlier, they play hard. The front lines of your team, the whole team plays hard, and that's kind of exemplified with Dante Gentile running hard behind that line. But that line gives you a good starting point to work on.
I would say that. Offensively with those guys up front, they do not get enough credit. And I know Dante, if he was up here, he'd say the same thing. And just how we try to build, but there's different guys that can touch the ball. So Dante, isn't just doing that. So you got Dante, and I know he had a ton of carries last week, but between Dante, you got a guy like Carson, Aiden Appel, Isaac Lamorticello, our wideouts we got to try to get the ball into space with. You got Wyatt Kuboff, who had a big catch out of the backfield last week. Kason Kosick, every time he touches the ball, he's probably averaging 20 yards a carry. So we just got to make sure we divvy that up and try to create some opportunities for those athletes in space. And the same thing with defensively. Those guys keep our linebackers fresh, where you get, Joey played well, Pat Fecco played well, Kason played well, Wyatt played well, where those guys are, able to run to the football without having blockers on them.
And you talk about getting guys the ball more kind of out in space, getting the wide receivers involved more. But this team, they don't play a selfish game. So if they're not getting called the ball, we can see it from up in the press box. They're still out there playing hard, giving it their all. I think Wyatt
Yeah.
Kubas one of the best examples. He blocks hard out of that fullback position on every play.
I would think that too. You said it correctly with Wyatt. Wyatt's a kid who probably kicks out and doesn't get much glory. Kayson's kind of been in that when we moved him to that H-back kind of position or tight end position. He hasn't been touching his ball as much this year. But those guys set an example for our football team, making sure they play every down hard. And it's just something, that our kids have kind of, accepted and end up leading with being that example. As long as we win at the end, they're willing to sacrifice, those little things.
And looking ahead now, you have Mineral Ridge, McDonald, and Lowville left. Kind of go ahead, the Mineral Ridge game up this week. Kind of your thoughts going into that game.
Oh, for us, they have a good group of athletes they can share the ball with. They throw the ball around. They got a great running game to back it up. So it's going to be a challenge for our guys, making sure that we can defend, the run and the pass this week. And then for us offensively, they're DC. They play that 3-3 stack, and they're going to blitz in every way they can, and they're going to, between angling and stunting and bringing the backers. So we just got to make sure our guys are disciplined in our steps and making sure we're picking up gaps so we can create kind of that wall and be able to try to get any of those athletes downhill. Yeah,
and you talk about them blitzing a lot. Kind of what, and you talked about it a little bit. How do you kind of game plan for like a blitz-heavy team? Just trying to make sure you can still get your offense going or give you the QB time on those passing downs.
Well, for this, I think a big thing for us is going to be our scout team and how they simulate it to us for this week. I thought, for the Monday and Tuesday, it was a great 2 days for those guys, and they're blitzing downhill and they're getting gaps because when you do blitz, they are going to create a negative play. There's going to be a time where they hit a stunt and they end up, get through the gap and they'll make a big play, which is okay. We just need to make sure that we limit those, and we got to just try to put up, some points on the board early.
Yeah, and it's getting towards the end of the season, week 8 here. Kind of, how do you keep the intensity up at practice? Some guys may be injured even if they're playing; they're still playing through injuries. How do you keep the intensity up and keep everyone focused and working hard throughout the rest of the season?
Well, I think that's with our seniors. I think our seniors, last week we had a great week of practice. Today we've come off, a good win for us, and our kids aren't backing down. Kind of the thing I talked to them on Friday and Monday is we can't stop now. We've kind of put ourselves in the driver's seat, and we need to make sure that we continue to get better these last couple of weeks so we can end up, trying to give a go at the league and be able to make a run here in the playoffs.
Yeah, and you're in a good position right now, 4-0 in the league. And with Mineral Ridge, McDonald, Lowville left, as we were talking about, kind of what do you see the rest of the league schedule looking like, and how do you like your guys' chances going forward?
Well, for one thing, for us and our staff and our players, we take 1 week at a time. So we're gonna focus on week 8, and week 8, and we're gonna focus on the Rams just to be able to make sure that we take care of this week, and then we'll move on next week. To McDonald's. So we're focused on the Rams right now, making sure we can put our kids in the best situation possible for us to end up winning the game. And hopefully we'll take care of business on Friday.
Absolutely, Coach. What is your 3 takeaways for victory this week?
For us, I would think definitely if we can end up getting them off the field defensively, we do have to limit their big plays. With their skill kids, and they have big play potential. I think they're averaging 32 or 33 points a game. So if we can end up limiting that offensively, we control the tempo. We got to be able to pick up their blitzes, and I'm always going to say the special teams is going to make some sort of impact on the game. So we just need to make sure that we continue to get better at the special teams game.
And one last thing, just because you mentioned it out there, what's it like having a kicker like Kayson Kosek out? Just being able to rely on that. That's not something every high school can get. That a pretty reliant kicker that has some distance.
With Kayson, I think he kicked his best that he has on kickoffs this past week. So we just need to make sure that we try to push, like I said, push the kids to be able to make sure we're putting them in good situations. And he had a great night on kickoff. So if we can set that tone and have him kick the ball inside the 20, be able to get a couple tackles to have them travel a long field, it helps out our defense too.
And, guys, week 8 here at Tigers Table. CJ and I will be on the call at Mineral Ridge as the Tigers look to try to stay unbeaten in conference play. Coach, best of luck this week. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. We appreciate you coming out, Noah. Thanks.
Thank you.